you're right that we're moving from an exploration company because we've found the pegmatites into a resource company, putting them into real numbers, and from that into an operational company where cash flow is a guaranteed successful input from the work that we will have done.
Hello, you're watching Proactive. I'm joined by Ian Stalker, the Executive Chairman of Bradda Head Lithium. Ian, very good to speak with you today. Greenwood Capital and Shard Capital, both publishing notes on your Whistlejacket lithium project in Arizona. Remind us why Whistlejacket is such a game changer for Bradda Head.
Well, good morning, Stephen, and thanks for that question. It's really significant for us that people are beginning now to recognise what Whistlejacket does for Little Bradda Head. The value that we've managed to acquire via this joint venture with Rio Tinto. And I mention Rio Tinto's name deliberately because they are one of the world's leading mining companies, and they don't do things by half. They're a very efficient and proficient group when it comes to detailing projects. This just doesn't happen to be a tier one, but it's a very comfortable tier two, which is a good size for us. And so the likes of Greenwood analyst and the analyst at Shard have looked at the opportunity. They've taken all the data that we had done by independent sources. It wasn't just data that we've compiled. And they've looked at that and they've concluded that there's a real opportunity here of a significant revaluation for a Little Bradda Head when one looks at the Whistlejacket opportunity. And Shard have gone a little bit further. In fact, they actually recognise that what we also have sitting in the lithium and clays at the Basin project also adds value. So when they've done their homework and they've done their calculations through their own method of interpretation, they're not spoon-fed as such, they've concluded that the valuation for us is significantly greater than where we are today. So I think the message that I really want to get over to a lot of people who are watching this, Stephen, and as I say, thank you for that question, is that today this is a real opportunity for guys to come in at ground floor level and see real opportunity of gaining value as we move this project along. And I guess we'll talk about how we're moving it along shortly after this.
I mean, if analysts are suggesting the market's valuing Bradda Head well below what comparable lithium companies are worth, Ian, what do you think investors are missing today?
I think there's two things about that, Stephen. One is that up until the beginning of this year, really until the RTZ deal was consummated, it wasn't worth my while going out there spending copious amounts of money trying to market the story. So we've been very quiet for a long while and we've traded down as a consequence. But it's just a lack of information that came out. There was no point in regurgitating the same old story time after time. We're a great lithium play. We're in America. Things can happen. It was pointless just doing the same repetitive approach. But now we've got something real to add to our San Domingo project. And the combination of both those projects really make it a super opportunity. And so that lack of getting the message out was one of the reasons I think that investors haven't picked up on it. And the second one is, of course, that the lithium market itself has only really turned a corner at the end of last year, and when people are recognizing once again that the demand for lithium is significant in terms of the excessive battery usage that's going to be come in for the major AI type interpretation of power demand. It's going to be used in robotics. It's going to be used in a multitude of applications, which means that there isn't an end to the lithium market. And perhaps that was a legacy of last year. So now it's just been opportune for me to not only consummate a deal with RTZ, but get the message out. And remember, Stephen, we're not a one-trick pony. We are, in fact, dabbling in all the lithium type mineralization styles. We have the Basin clay project I've talked about, where we have a compliant resource. We already have that. We've done test work on it. And when you look outside of Bradda, you'll see several companies. Ioneer, for example, just got a big input of money from a Korean company. And the Koreans and the Americans are working hand in hand in many different aspects of business, one of them being the lithium business. So their lithium and clay is starting to move. Of course, Thacker Pass is starting to move. So we will not be left out. We may be a little bit behind them, but we will not be left out. And that's a real strategic asset. So Bradda Head is a sum of parts. I like the pegmatites because I know I can get them to production quickly and cheaply, and that's our focus in the short term. But really, the bigger picture, as things move and develop again, Bradda is a real opportunity, and people shouldn't miss out on it, Stephen.
Ian, you've got permits in place, drilling about to begin, and maiden resource estimates in sight. Is this the period where Bradda shifts from being an explorer to becoming a resource company?
For sure. Look, I've said in the past, the recent past, and I'll repeat it here, that our aim in this new drill program, and we should be drilling, Stephen, our intention is to be drilling before the end of this month. We're now in July today. So we hope to be drilling at Whistlejacket by the end of this month. We've identified the contractor. We're in negotiations with them. And as you say, the permits are in place. The infrastructural needs such as water, pad sites are being prepared as we speak. So that drilling program that will kick off this month, I believe will drive us towards our first compliant resource on the pegmatites sometime probably early 2027. And by getting that in place, because we know historically the work that we've done metallurgically suggests that we can produce a sellable lithium product from a gravity concentrate, a 6% Li2O, which is a very sellable product in the lithium market space. Right now at 2,000, sort of $600 a ton. We believe we can be in operation fairly quickly thereafter. So in our internal targeting, we are saying, gentlemen, we can get this up and running by the end of 2027. So it's significant, you're right, that we're moving from an exploration company, because we've found the pegmatites, into a resource company, putting them into real numbers, and from that into an operational company where cash flow is a guaranteed successful input from the work that we will have done.
Ian, I hope you'll continue to keep us updated with your progress. Thank you very much for your time today.
No, thank you. Thank you very much.
Ian Stalker, Executive Chairman of Bradda Head Lithium.